Alrighty, here we are. Welcome everyone. I am BJ Weiler, and this finally is a new episode of It's All in the Wrist. In this outing, we are going to be starting our SimCity series of gameplay videos. Here in particular, SimCity Classic, the original from 1989 by Maxis, of course, before it was taken over by EA, created by the god himself, Will Wright. Now, in this city, excuse me, we are actually each episode is going to feature one of each of the SimCity games, with the exception, of course, for the Crap Fest, that is the reboot SimCity 2013, released March of 2013, which is, at the point I'm recording this, almost exactly a year ago. So, this episode we will be starting a city in SimCity Classic, and then in the next episode, in which we feature SimCity, we're actually going to, as I noted in some previous episodes of It's All in the Wrist, we will actually be rotating several games in a series. So in our next SimCity outing, we will be porting what we build here into SimCity 2000. And also, we'll be highlighting a little bit of the features that were included in these older games, such as, look at that, SimCity Urban Renewal Kit. But we'll get into that more when we do SimCity 2000. But regardless, it's basically being able to edit / mod the buildings, the scenery inside of SimCity 2000. Also, SimCity 2000 came in the box with a terrain editor, as did SimCity Classic. You can actually, there is a terrain editor for this. Unfortunately, I can no longer get it to work inside my virtual machines. It worked at one time on a physical box, which of course I no longer have, because this is Windows 98 we're running, and you know, that's kind of an old system. But anyway, we'll do a little bit of highlight and just show you what the Urban Renewal Kit and the SimCity 2000 terrain editor is capable of when we come back around and start doing SimCity 2000. For now, we're just going to get started here in the classic, the original SimCity. Of course, here are your choices: start a new city, load a city, or of course you can select the scenario, under which you can do several different types of... Oh, hello, let's move that so you can see that. Oh, okay, that should be good enough. Let me just lower that just a bit, because the music here, while interesting, of course, from 1989, can get somewhat repetitive and irritating. But anyway, we'll do that. So I do have several cities. I have been building through the many, many years, but for It's All in the Wrist, we're just going to start a new city fresh and see what we get. Normally, I would just go into Terrain Editor, make up the terrain for a new city. But again, as I said, it's no longer working. So what shall we name it? Of course, we're going to do easy. I like easy things. It's a fun, relaxing way to do stuff. Okay, so let's do this as, we'll call this city Real SC, for Real Sim City, as opposed to the crap that was foisted upon us a year ago. Okay, first things first, we want disasters disable options. There we go. We'll do that because, yes, that does get annoying. As you can see, time is flying. Look at that. Where is our speed? There it is. So already we've gone through a couple years, so. But anyway, you can see that. Let's start again. So unfortunately, by default, this always Real SimCity. By default, it always does that, so music's a bit quieter, it seems now, but anyway, we'll just deactivate the music for the time being. We'll turn that back on in a bit. Right, here it is, the overarching map we have. So we have a nice river there, a little island. Not sure how useful that island's going to end up being for us. So let's see what we want to do. Where do we want to build first? It's over in this corner, where we may have higher land masses. Let's see. Oh, okay. I might be able to build some factories on here. Always have to worry about pollution. So perhaps we will start building in this corner. So we will kabang. We will auto fund. Let's auto bulldoze. We have 20,000 for funds. We are in the upper right corner. So first things first, we will need a power plant. There's our airport, seaport, stadium, power plant. How about we go with nuclear? 5,000 sim dollars. That's expensive, so we'll go kerplunk. Of course, now we will have to build our power poles there so we can get power to the rest of everything. We will also need to build, we could build road. One of the tricks to playing these older games, or at least the classic game, and the ported version to the SNES, this game was actually ported to SNES, is that you can actually build an entire city of rails, and that would actually help you cut down on pollution, yet still solve your transportation problem. But as you can see up here, more residential zones will needed. Your Sims will always want more roads. Now, of course, in SimCity 2000, not so much. You sort of needed roads and subways and stuff to get along, but again, something we'll tackle in the new game. But for now, we will just be building roads. We'll probably throw in some rails at some point. But for now, you know what? Before we do that, we got to make sure we have everything blocked out. We will need industrial zones. So our workers, or our Sims, actually have a place to work. We will help cut down on pollution by building up our parks here. And so there we go. So now we can build our roads. Let's see, options. Build up, options. Pause again. And now what we can do here, we should separate industrial with our pool. How do we want to do this now? I think, see that little bit, that makes it a little bit tough. I usually throw a park in there to help cut down on pollution, so we will do that. We will do that. Get some more industrial. Plink, 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 plink. So now what we can do, we can feed power to this zone. We will build out our roads so our Sims can get to work. Then oh, I did mess that up, didn't I? I can move them actually one closer each, so we will do that. Wasting a bit of money, but that's fine. We will be getting plenty of funds in the future. There we go. That's how I like it. Okay, and we can we'll do Kadoon, Kadoon. So we got some industrial for our jobs. We've got some commercial for our shopping needs. Now we will just need to place some residential so we can actually have Sims come and live with us. Excuse me. Once we unpause the game and get her moving here. Question is, where will our residential go? I think our residential would benefit. Ooh, hello, come on, there we go. Benefit from being right there. Okay, this is the edge of the map there, correct? Yes, okay, so we can ourselves on an island, which will also really help bring down pollution. So we will just need to build some residential. So what we want to do, we want to square out as much as we can. So we can send our commercial all the way through that way. We can actually build, we should be able to build there. That might fill out, so let's do that first. I think that should fill out. Yes, 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 good. Now, of course, we cannot have a turn inside the water. So what we will do then, we will make this our turn there. We will just have this road go straight across for the time being. Kaboop. We will eventually build more there, but for now, we will need to plop down some residential. So as a matter of fact, let's get this built across. See where our road will be coming down to see where we can best place some of our housing, which I think, that's why I thought a little bit there. So if I go down one, I should be able to place it there. Excellent. So we can place, now do we want to place one right on the edge there? Do we want to keep it in the block? I think we'll just keep it in the block. We'll build ourselves a little... There we go. There we go. That makes it nice. So we have several residential districts. Another trick here you can do. As you can see, these are predefined squares, but once they start getting built up, generally they will build small and go high. So you will notice once I start up residential, each one of these mini squares here and here, of course there's 9 tiles, I guess you could say. 9 tiles in here in residential. Each one will eventually have a house. If you'd like to really make some dense population, what you can do is build your residential or your commercial zone. Industrial actually just has one full, fills up the tile there, buildings there. I believe, if I recall, commercial, and I definitely know residential, they start building smaller houses on each of these tiles. What you can do, you can actually, I could actually let them build up here, then bulldoze each of those individual tiles, then build a new residential city here. Now, of course, that will prevent this square here from fully developing. At most, each tile will reach its maximum level of, individual household, but the one I would build here could actually reach the full complement of housing available. Or it could form a church, it could form a hospital. Here in this game, it is all random. But let's build our road. Let's get building here. We will need power, of course. We'll throw in some tiles there to help fill things out. And we just need to get power over here. So I think that works nicely. So we will build our power there. Then we will get power to the other side. And we should be good to go. Yes, yeah, we'd have to build back that way, which means I would have to build more road in there. So this ultimately may become wasted space unless I build another road that comes back up there, which I could actually possibly do. We will also need a police station and fire department I'll have to throw in there. Probably here somewhere. We'll have to see. But since we have disasters also, we don't have to worry about fire. But in the meantime, let us unpause the game and get moving here. You can see there is a house already being built. There's some music back on. There we go. You see, they can also rather build quickly, so you'd have to make sure you time it correctly if you want to bulldoze portions of these zones. Crime is rising. As is pollution. Still a little loud. Can we even lower that more? Let's see. Now we can't hear it. It's either all or nothing. It just appears. Come on. Interesting. And of course, having rails will cut down on the traffic problem. So right now we only have one way for our Sims to get to work, so it will be a congested ride. That may help a bit. How about our funding? January, so we went with those funds. How are we doing? How are we doing with popularity? As we get more people in, of course, we will start seeing a profit. Crime is starting to level off now that we have cops. Housing, of course, is rising. distribution is starting to level off. Good, good, good. Uh-oh. What's that then? Disable disasters, thank you. We have a disaster. Of course, the tornado's way down there, but yet it disastered our roads, really? There we go. Try here. I'm going to try that little trick here. See if we can get this to work on that. Excellent, there we go. Now I can rebuild that road back. And we should hopefully still have that residential area eventually build back up. Tornado reported, yes! Now we have our disasters disabled again, thank you. So we still have a high need for residential, not so much for commercial, very little for industrial, so we still need to build up our residential community. Ah, yes, there it goes. That built up. Now, of course, you can see those are each individual little houses, high-rises, whatever, so they will always permanently like that now, so do that. Industrial need, so we will eventually have to build more factories. Oh, good. Don't even have to wait. Okay. That may have been in the SNES version of the game then. That's good. Good, good, good. Strip up that way, but then I'd have to have a road because each tile needs to be within 3 spaces of either a road or rail in order for it to function properly. Fire department and police being the exception. Pretty that up. we'll need, but what eventually I am going to do is build another commercial zone there, build the road up, have the road come up this way. Or I could even build a rail and do that too. That might actually come in handy if I build a rail and do that. I can build a rail. Oh, look, there's a fountain. Need to face the right way. Let's see if that works anyway. It should, but we'll see. Hey. Yes, it's still getting power. So, okay, that works. Now we're making some bank. So good, that cut down on traffic. Crime is manageable. Why, thank you, SimCity for Windows. Taxes, of course, well, there's a shock. And housing costs, there's a shock. But we are doing a good job. Migration, we've gained 1,100 people. Assessed value. We're still a town. Still high industrial need. Or high residential need, I should say. So what we are going to do in that case, what we shall do, I think, another police station there. We'll have our road. Oop, that's not what we wanted. Okay, enough is enough. I think you get the gist of the tunage. We'll do that. So we can cut down more crime there. Then we can go clank, clank, and clank with relatively a little difficulty. Ooh, that built up quickly. That's nice. And I think we can also place parks right in the center. Oop, okay. Wasn't sure. Did not remember whether I could do that or not. We'll throw another area must be bulldozed first. Oh, so in that case... So I don't think that's actually going to... Oh, you bum! You bum, you! There we go. We'll let that build back up. We'll throw in a commercial zone there. And that should take care of that. And then what we can do is just fill out with park here. Oh, we got lots of fountains coming now. And we're good with that. Can always run the rail up through this way too if need be. But I think we should be good. Could also run the road up that way too. That might also work as well. But it seems crime is under control. So that should be how we want. Housing costs, taxes, traffic again. Funding level good. Yes, let's check our charts, yeah. Crime. So yes, crime is taking a dip. Okay, good. Housing population steadily rising. Our cash flow going up. Pollution, so we will just keep an eye on crime and pollution. There's the go-to. Knew there was a way to get to a disaster. Good, our rail seems to be working, so what we want to do at this point... A factory going there, let's build another factory here. Give you power. Parts to cut down on the pollutions. And let's see, we will build our fire department here. Not really necessary since I do have disasters off, but I always just like to so build a city as I would normally build it anyway. Fire department. Oh yeah, fire department might need some power. That takes care of that. Now can I build residential? No, okay, yes, I would have to build down there. I could conceivably build it there if I want and just bulldoze the bottom half like I did the other ones. So I can get a little bit of residential zone there, some mini high-rises and stuff. And that will sort of build out that area. And I could still see, I still gotta figure out where I'm gonna run the road up that way. So you know what, I think I will hold off on that until I run my road and rail, which I probably should do right now. So rail, I can run up this way. Decisions. Well, the easy decision is we're going to build you there and build you there. So that's an easy decision. Build a redundant power there. So we know where we're going here, so let's do the road. That takes care of that. Now what? Can we fit something there? Yes, we can. That's good, good, good. So we will build another commercial district there. We will supply you with power. We will fill the rest out with the park. Now the question, we can't really build out any further here unless I want to bulldoze, can't we? Well, I'd have to bulldoze this stuff here. Build out, so I don't think I want to do that. And we can have rail cross roads. So what we're going to do, we're going to build the road out this way because we will eventually be moving that way. We can run that way, good, and we should, and that will allow us to build some industrial. That's not what I'm looking for. That's our stadium. I could even build a seaport or airport, I think. Can I? Nope. I think these just might be too... Oh, that's definitely too big. That's not going to fit there. Wow, seaport. If I just had one more space. I could build it there, except in the bottom, the very bottom right tile is not a landmass. Oh. Yeah, there's always going to be. So that will just end up being more industrial here. You should be able to fit there, a couple of industrial spots there, but that's for another day. What we are going to do in this case now is run our rail right up the shoreline, at least to there. Then we can fill that out. And we can throw in some nice park areas right here. Or I guess I should have run that closer, shouldn't I have? Possibly? Yeah, I could always do that too. If necessary. Traffic. I think that's what we do then. To rethink that option. Get our road back. That way, transportation wise, those tiles are at least taken a little bit better care of. Okay, we'll run up that way. There we go. Now, SimCity 2000 is a little bit easier. Well, I guess I could say it just depends on how you build your city. I could actually run the rail on the outside, run the road on the inside. That cuts down a lot on your interior building though. But everything's always adjustable. Do that. Low commercial, high residential. Cannot build that on water. Really? I did not know. Okay, that helps. But no migrations. That means I probably need to build up more residential zones. Build a factory there. We gotta make sure we keep our road and rail going this way though. So I think the best part is what I will do from this point on, build the rail going out. Rail going out and the road on the interior curve. That will help. Oh, but before I do that, let's build up some land value with park. Park. So what we can do now, zone out some more housing. Can't do there, but I can do there. The question is how far. That's how far I can go out on that zone. So what we will do that. I do like building in squares though for this game, so we will have we'll run road that way, road and rail. Do that. So that still gives me that spot there, but that will only give me one. I want to run both road and rail next to each other down this middle strip here. So I will need to do is do this. I will then need to bulldoze this. I think I will bulldoze this one. That will give me my road and rail. So we will move, we'll do rail down that way, and we will do road that way. There we go. Now we just need to supply power. Oh, there's our first hospital. And our first church. Good, things are building up nicely. That looks like a little town hall there. Good, everything seems to be coming along nicely now. There we go. How's our funding? Good, 760 more people. Traffic still. Well, unfortunately, the simulation is not perfect, but still a lot better than SimCity 2013. Here's what we're interested in. Taxes collected, so we are still making. I could always hit up taxes a bit more, especially since our transportation and fire police are eating into the budget, but we'll see. The problem is here I can't get road or rail unless I come around dead end it up, so that'll work anyway. To reach this here, and I can actually start building out my square. So what I say, rail on the outside, the road on the inside, because that will also help in matters of pollution. So that's how we're coming down that way. Do our rail. Can anything fit in that? Interesting. No. Nope. Again, I could always build there and bulldoze the outer side, but it's not really going to leave enough to really do that much for me. So we'll just pretty stuff up at the park. I don't believe we can get anything else in there, so we will do park here as well. Actually, I should have left that last one. For the power, we will know we need to run down that way. Okay, so far so good. Everything is in demand for right now. That is what we like to see. So we'll just build up a couple more industrial zones here. which will also help to alleviate the traffic problem because people have to take a shorter distance to work. Now here I am going to have to build the road across, and then we can do the flip-flop in this area. Or can I? Yeah, I'm gonna have to do the road across there. So let me do that now. And what we will do the old flip flop there. The rail will come up there. That's still not going to work exactly how I need it, is it? So the rail has to come up here, then go over, then down, doesn't it? Well, let's do this then. Let's figure this tricky part out. We know we want rail to take over for road there. So what we need, yeah, we're going to have to go up, over, and back down, aren't we? Because then so the road has to pick up here, or... No, not really, does it? I could. And because I will want the road going that way. I will want the road going that way. If I do this, then move this part of the rail this way, go up that way. Let's try that. So rail will go that way, up, then that way. Then we can have a road go that way. Won't work, will it? No, it won't work. Won't work over the curves. So this is eventually where we want the road to be. This is where we want the rail to be. So they do not cross themselves quite like that. So what I need to do is build road. Up. Fortunately, there's no other way around it. I have to build the road like that. I can still fit industrial like that. Okay, so I don't lose. I lose a little bit. But we'll just do that then. Because where the area it is, it won't affect pollution all that much, so that's fine. And we can do that. We can do boop, boop, boop. Get our park across. Through park there. I don't think there's really much room for building here. Nope. So this will all be parkland in here as well. Another trick to this game is, if I recall, if you build out the edges of everything, you can prevent floods from happening if you had disasters on them. Alright, we got our park area there, so we've got pretty much every tile built out at this point. Except for up there, which we should not. Right, so this will be more parkland there. And of course, we will have our... Hello. Hello, there we go. Thank you. Why you people down there? There's nothing to see. You're driving into the river. Fools! Oh, and this is what I hate when happens to hospitals build up next to each other, so... Quick problem solved for that is... Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Duh! Forgot to build my road. So... we will do that. We will... use that. Then we will build our road down. And that will prevent the hospital or another church from forming. There we go. There we go. Kaboop. Well, alrighty then. That's interesting. Okay. Okay, thanks. Oops. I know why there would be an IP conflict now, but hey, whatever. Kaboop. Kaboodle-loop, loop, loop. Alright, 10 more minutes to go. What else should we build? What else should we build? A stadium would be nice at some point, I think. Ah, yep, and look, residents are demanding a stadium. Those demanding residents. Demanding residentals. So we will build them a stadium, and I think we will then call that an episode. And the next time we will be importing this city into SimCity 2000 and continuing our building adventures. So let's grab a stadium. Where do we want this stadium though? Stadium would be nice right smack in the middle of that, but I don't want to bulldoze all that stuff. Yes, I know. I know. As a matter of fact, what we will do is this. Come on. Do settings real quick. We'll do not connected. Not connected. Thanks. And that'll solve that problem for the time being. There we go. Now we can focus on building our stadium. Thanks. We will build our stadium. Build a stadium. Where should we build it? Because I want this called. I want road running up fast. So where should we build the stadium? Perhaps in the middle. Perhaps in the middle. Decisions. I want this to be residential square here, a residential square here. So, and I want road and rail. Well, rail, road. I guess I could run both. I could build a stadium there, or make it more centralized. I think that might be the best bet. Make it more centralized. Actually, make it a riverfront stadium. I have road and rail running down. Of course, I can't run it up, so that road and rail would have to stop there because you cannot have intersections in the middle of the river. And so